Uh, hey, everybody, it's Will,
And this is Thomas.
and we're back again at the virtual spinner rack. I am live from the warehouse tonight. That's just because I got a 22-foot truck dropped all my stuff that had been in storage at my buddy's for 5 years at my house, and I'm finding all kinds of geeky stuff. So we're here to talk about the second part of the Magneto versus Doctor Doom story that started in the very last issue of Supervillain Team Up, issue 14, that we discussed last week. And the continuation that wraps up that two-parter is in Champions Volume 1, issue 16. I, of course, read them out of order, so I read Champions first and Supervillain Team Up second. But I got the point, and right as soon as I finished reading the first one, well, the second one, I went to the first one. I got a message from Thomas. No, this one comes first. Dang it.
Yep. I'm glad I was there for you, man.
Yeah, you know. I got you, bro.
What's funny is this is I said we were saying that's the last issue of Supervillain Team Up, and then it's Champions only goes another issue or two after this, and then it's canceled too.
One issue, issue 17 was the last issue.
Oh, so it's just one more issue after this one.
Yeah, if they didn't need a book that was on its way out to continue the storyline from Supervillain Team Up 14, this 16 would have been the last issue. But they already had the final issue, in the bag, and like, well, we need you to hold that off and get this done, and just wrap it up, and there you go.
Well, seeing that's the thing. I mean, in 70s Marvel, they were just cranking out so many books, and then there's so many. I don't say weird books. There were a lot of little weird miniseries books, if you want to call them that only went like 16 or 17 issues. Champions, so Supervillain Team Up went 14. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. only went like 15 issues. What else is it? Supervillain Team Up went 14. I said that. Astonishing Tales went like 30 issues, 36 or 37. A lot of little weird stuff. Invaders, how many issues of Invaders go?
Which volume?
Oh, yeah. Well, the 70s volume, yeah. It wasn't many, but.
Yeah, but it was just crazy. And now Marvel pumps out a shitload of books. And if you're lucky, they last like a dozen issues, and that's considered successful now because they can't just continue a series like they used to do all the time. And Gomer will sit there and argue till he's blue in the face. He goes, it's because number one sell more. I go, yeah, number one sell more, but people are less likely to buy them from Marvel because Marvel will turn around and stuff a reprint thing in the back and make it a big fat issue with 18 to 20 pages of story in the front, and then the rest of it is like a reprint material in the back, and then it's like $12 for like these are comic books, people. Look, 35 freaking cents.
Well, I was out of town today, so I went and saw some family out of town, and I did stop by Barnes and Noble while I was up there, and I saw it on the shelf, brand new. I guess it just come out. They had the new issue of Heavy Metal on the Heavy Metal magazine on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which you had let me know this morning that Corbin had died.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer. I liked Corbin. Corbin was cool. And so Corbin's passed away. And in that issue of Heavy Metal 301, he had some work published. So it had to be, that may be his last published work, but I didn't pick it up because it was $14 for the latest issue of Heavy Metal.
Oh yeah, they had gone up to like $12 like a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while. It's been a long time since I bought heavy metal. I was
I
just
think
shocked that it was 13.99. I think for one issue.
yeah, I think they've got like a digital subscription, which is
Yeah.
like a lot cheaper. So um, I think they charge you like half price for the digital,
Or
and I'm like, oh, that's still a little too expensive for me.
yeah, I mean that's still $6.
Uh, and of course, I noticed one of the show up boxes on all this stuff that showed up at my house was a magazine size box. So I opened it up,
Yeah.
uh, and inside was littered with a whole bunch of Wizard magazines, some Star logs, some comic scenes.
Starlog is
Uh,
great.
mhm. uh, you remember the supposed script that got leaked out back in '89 for the Keaton Batman movie
Yeah.
that was making it all around with all the conventions at the time and some local shops if they were in the hub or whatever. So I've got one of those in there. A couple of graphic novels, and I have a handful of old heavy metal magazines in there.
But talking about well, we're talking about classics and old stuff. Everybody knows we collect comics, and you collect toys, and on the side, I collect actual vintage collectible sci-fi horror books. So check this out because this ties into what we're talking about too.
Is that an actual book?
Yeah.
So there's no pictures on those pages. It's actually just words.
Yeah, but no, there are pictures in here.
Oh,
Uh,
it's got like illustrations here and there, like the beginning of a chapter or something.
yeah. But all the illustrations on in this one are by Frank Frazetta. So that's a Frank Frazetta cover.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay. This is a Frank Frazetta cover. Here's you another Frank Frazetta. There's another one. And this is the whole reason I brought this out. So they just show the caliber of the artist we're talking about. All of those are Frank Frazetta. This is Corbin.
Yeah,
All right, and hold on. You ready?
it's a wraparound. I know.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Dude, Corbin was insane. I want to read his Rat God, but I haven't had a chance to pick it up. I don't know if you've read it.
No.
Um, but yeah, he did a bunch of Conan stuff and everything else, and I was kind of bummed out when I saw that earlier today. It's like, man, that sucks.
Yeah, I in one of the boxes over here when I opened it up, there were a bunch of comics in there, unbagged and boarded. I'm like, oh dang it, I'm gonna have to buy a press.
Yeah, I mean,
Just just a flat press, not a. I need to press all the oddities out of this book so I can throw it in a plastic coffin and sell it on eBay for loads of money.
yeah,
For something, I just want a flat press, if it's got like a spine roll or like a little ocean wave thing
you
that
can
they
print
might,
them out.
yeah, I can just put it inside a flat press, leave it for a few days and it'll come right out.
Yeah,
So But inside that box were they're over there now, and I don't feel like unplugging and going and getting them, but it's the Dark Horse trade volumes of the Marvel original Conan run.
Oh yeah.
Because
Dark
Horse, yeah, because Dark Horse had the licensing, so they get to reprint the Marvel stuff and make money off of that. I've got like 1 through 7 or 8, with one issue missing in the middle somewhere.
Good.
I also found this, The Labyrinth Tarot by Louis Royo.
Oh, cool.
And what was weird is inside, so I can do a quick talk into some modern stuff, was a double-sided poster for Knights of the Old Republic Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Which is coming into play. I guess some of these characters are rumored to be coming into some of the things. And breaking news, not like anybody hasn't heard it already, but the whiniest Jedi ever, Hayden Christensen, is coming back to reprise his Darth Vader role. And that's going to be happening in the Kenobi TV series. Something else
that'll be on Disney Plus.
Yeah. And something else cool that I found that I'm excited about, because I've told you before that JML, Joseph Michael Linsner, is one of my all-time favorite artists.
Yeah.
Or dare I say, he's my favorite artist alive. I found this hardcover book. I don't know when it is from. It cost me $30 because I'm sure I got a discount on it, but it is Girls and Goddesses, the pinup art of Joseph Michael Linsner.
Huh.
And the back, of course, is Dawn and Simple Susie and a few other characters he's worked on or created. And I was just excited. I go, I haven't seen this in... Okay, that is worth the price of the book right there. Yowza. Okay, I'm going to put that down before I need, a box of tissues or something.
It's like my The Beautiful Women of Frank Chow book.
Yeah. I did find one thing in that magazine box that I wasn't expecting, which was Playboy's College Girls magazine from 2000.
Jesus. What's terrible is we say stuff like that, and it's like, 2000, and you realize how damn long ago that was.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my God. So before we dive into this, because as you can see, it's a very cool cover.
Yeah,
we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, as always, SpinWiz Comics. If you don't know, SpinWiz is a downloadable app both on iOS and Android. It's completely free to download, and you can read hundreds upon hundreds of indie comics and webcomics right there on that platform. So please go check it out for yourself at SpinWiz Comics at spinwizcomics.com. Don't go now, but go after the show, and you can be reading some free comics tonight. It's great on the go, and it'll work on all your devices. Not all your devices, but it'll work. It'll work on your smartphones and tablets. That's the word I was looking for. Oh, senility sucks. And here's what it could look like on your device. Oh, you're not waiting for us?
No, I was wanting to double check something.
Oh, I thought you were trying to make it look like a movie. You're like flipping the pages, making a move.
Yeah, there you go. No, what I was trying to remember, because I said we were gonna do this one last week, but we were having internet issues, so we stopped that. And but I remember when I read the two issues, because they look, they have that house ideas look from the '70s. But did you realize both of these are by Bob Hall?
Mm-hmm.
He did the art for both of them, but the art is very different in both of these issues, which goes to show how much the inker actually plays a part in especially early art. And I guess people just don't realize that, because I mean this one's a lot, it's just a lot cleaner. I don't know how you want to call it, but this is Espianto is the inker here, and in last week's issue it was Don Perlin and Duffley Volham.
Don Perlin worked on a ton of stuff.
Don W was the colorist. Who's the colorist in our other issue? Phil Ritchie. So it's got to be between the colorist and the inker that give these two books the different look. Because I was like, it's the thing that gets me too on that is I've talked with people on that before. You look at Buscema's Conan, talking about you've got all the Conan books. Look at Buscema's Conan when Akala is inking him, and then look at it when Chua is inking him, and they're radically different looks, even though Buscema did both of them.
Yeah, the inkers, or as I've been known to call them, the embellishers.
Yes.
Yeah, they get like Joe Sinat was famous for getting embellishment and art pay. But
Well,
they would pay the inkers a lot less than the main artist, but Joe would get both because a lot of times he would have to finish up the other guy's work.
yeah, they would lay, like Kirby did that because he was doing so many books. He would lay a lot of them out, and then Sonat would come behind him and finish them out. That even happened, I think, happened with Steranko. Steranko went after he was at Marvel for a while. He started finishing Kirby's layouts. But that's one of the things I purchased. I think I sent you a picture of it earlier this week. The Marvel art of Jack Kirby.
And yeah,
it's like a year by year basis of all the time he's at Marvel. And in the '60s, he'd have like 10, not 10, but 10 books that he worked on. It'd be like 5 of them he actually drew, and then 5 covers. And I'm like, holy crap! When did he sleep?
Yeah, it was just crazy the amount of work they used to do, and some of these modern guys, they're like, oh, it's too much work. I only want to do covers.
Well, yeah, and then I know some people make more money doing covers, and it's probably easier work. You get more done.
Mm-hmm.
You do 5 covers a month, and probably get paid for the same as if you did 3 issues. Because covers are going to sell.
Well, once you get popular enough, and once the covers that you do end up becoming variants that these stores or fly by nighters, dish out like 10 grand for like a 250 issue variant lot,
Yeah.
of that cover. They make like big money for doing nothing. They'll take a cover that somebody that they had drawn up for like a future issue that they hadn't named yet, and you know, art journal draw a character, and they'll be like, "Yep, we're going to use that on this book. Okay, pay me," and they
And
pay him.
they slap it on there, and it may have nothing to do with the book.
Hmm.
That's like the oh God, what is it now that Marvel has announced? Was it this week? They're going to start doing Aliens comics, and then like all the comics the next month, I think I saw had alien variants. Spider-Man fighting aliens and the Hulk fighting an alien and all that. I'm like, really? And I saw one of them that I was it doesn't even look like an alien to me, but I mean, I'll probably give the series a try. I looked at the artist and the writer, and the artist looked pretty good. I love the Xenomorph aliens, the movies especially. But I've got the first one or two volumes of the Dark Horse around here. With that, that's back when Dark Horse. That's how they cut their teeth on movie properties.
Hmm. And then Disney bought all the movie properties and put them out of business, pretty much.
Well, and I'm going to be terrible though, because I don't know if you're reading it right now, but the movie properties for Dark Horse and stuff never really, to me, lived up, for the most part, to the actual movies. And now Dark Horse is publishing some incredible books by themselves. I'm reading the Colonel Weird book right now, the Black Hammer Colonel Weird. And
Oh, that's Jeff Lemire. I'll read that all day long.
yeah, and it's incredible. And
Yeah, yeah, that's Black Hammer stuff.
yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And I think somebody was complaining the other day about how the book jumps around, and I'm like, dude, obviously you're not reading Colonel Weird, because every page or every other page, the book jumps because his mind is so messed up. But it's
and
incredible.
and that's what he does. He basically time jumps and jumps through portals and everything else.
Yep. And he doesn't know where he's at. He's trying to figure it out. But that's a great read. That's a great modern read to me. The Black
Hmm.
Hammer. Jeff Lemire is incredible.
Oh yeah.
Shameless
Yeah.
McDonald's plug. All right, so we got to get into this one.
Hmm.
So, as if everybody remembers, so uh, Doctor Doom basically has brainwashed the entire world, and everybody's in subservient to him. Doctor Doom manages to let Magneto go, and challenges Magneto, hey, go find some people to try and help defeat me. So Magneto goes to get to the Avengers at this time, and he tries to go and get the Avengers. Of course, the Avengers jump on him because he's, an evil bad guy. They don't know he's trying to save the world. And not Doctor Doom, Magneto kidnaps Beast because he's the only Avenger that he really knows, because he's a former X-Men. And then he uses his mystical magnetic mind powers to free the Beast from Doctor Doom's control. And now they head off to try and find somebody else to help because the FF and everybody else is out of town. So they go to see the Champions. Is that about right?
Yep. They went to see the Champions just before the Champions were about to break up.
Yep. Exactly. Before the last issue.
Now, I bought this book when I was a kid,
Yeah.
literally off the spinner rack at the mom and pop pharmacy at the top of my street, and I saw this. I saw the cover, and I'm like, well, not this one, not Champions, but the one we did last week,
Yeah.
the super villain team up.
This one.
There it is.
Yep.
I saw this cover and I was like, wow, I got to get this book. And I flipped through it and I'm like, it's awesome.
And they were. I mean, these are fun books. They're so funny because, like I said, if you read the early supervillain team ups, Doom does basically almost the same thing, but with Namor. And 6 Namor on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the art was so good in this. But yeah, so here they come after Magneto and them escape. I can't remember this girl's name again. You tell me?
Darkstar.
Darkstar. Yeah. So they go to attack, but at the end of last issue, when they get to the champions, I said right before they break up, the Avengers have already managed to make a long distance phone call, like from a landline, and reached the champions and told them that Magneto and the Beast have decided to become evil, and they've teamed up, so they're going to attack the champions. So when they show up, they don't even give them a chance to talk and explain why they're there. They just lay into them.
They already attacked us. I think they're coming to you next.
Yeah, right there. So there's Bob. Yeah, Bobby said the Avengers alerted us and said that you joined Magneto and had stolen the Quinjet.
You stole a Quinjet. You teamed up with Magneto, and now we're going to kill you.
Yeah, but can even the champions defeat Magneto? Why? And there you go. Why are they even asking? Ghost Rider even asking that? Because what issue is it? Is it in the 70s or is it in the 90s? Crap, where Ghost Rider rides up Galactus's arm and does the damn penance stare into his eyes.
Oh, I can't remember when he did that.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, really, Ghost Rider? But the thing that's funny is this is the Champions has always been such a weird book to me because it's like nobody has anything to do with one another. You've got Ghost Rider, Hercules, Black Widow, Iceman, and who's the other one besides Darkstar there?
Well, you can turn to the front cover and read it.
Is it everybody?
Yeah. Hercules, Black Widow. Hercules, yeah. Black Widow, Angel, Ghost Rider, Iceman, and Darkstar.
And that's it.
Darkstar wasn't a regular. I think she showed up like the issue before. So she was just there, which is cool because they basically needed her for transportation and power.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they show up and lay into them. And, they just, Magneto and Beast are both trying to, get both, attack all the champions. I love how Magneto's ripping all the crap off the buildings and stuff, throwing girders at everybody. But it's not really stopping anybody. Well, except for, Angel right there who gets clobbered because he's pretty much a normal guy, only he can fly.
Yeah. He's all buff and everything, but he basically gets him, he scores a ringer with a giant horseshoe around him and tosses him. But, Beast is with Magneto. And then on the other side, you've got two former teammates of Beast, Iceman and Angel. Plus you've got Hercules, who was also a former team member with Beast during certain Avengers runs.
Yep, during the early Avengers runs.
And the only two solo ones were Darkstar and Johnny Blaze.
Yep.
Because Black Widow, of course, as you know from being a big Daredevil fan, had teamed up with Daredevil for quite a while.
Yep.
And she's been in and out of the Avengers, and now apparently she will never leave the Avengers except in the MCU where they killed her.
Yeah. Well, we still got one movie, and time travel may bring her back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one movie that will never come out.
No, dude, I've been waiting on it. Um, what's funny is of all of these characters, my brother's a huge Johnny Blaze fan. That's cool. Magneto's cool. Uh, everybody likes Beast. He was great as an Avenger. Uh, I really like Hercules. Uh,
Hmm.
and they've had like five Hercules series, and they never last. Um, and it just irks me because to me, there's so much untapped potential in that character. I mean, he's the Greek, he's the extra rowdy Thor that
Hmm.
can't fly.
Yeah, I thought of you because I got a small handful of books in from an auction the other day, and I bought like a couple of blind bids because they sell like blind bids.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, you take a pick, and you don't get to pick what books in the box. They just go from front to back, and you choose how many books you want at any given time. And they put like random stickers on certain books, and they shuffle them in. And if you get a sticker on your book, they call that a bingo. So they reach in and they grab like a random bingo ball and assign you a number. So they basically play bingo at the end of the auction. And of course, the first person that wins gets to pick, you know, their prize. And of course,
yeah,
that means if you weren't the first person, now you don't get to win a slab because somebody got it. Uh,
yeah. Somebody got it.
yeah, but I mean, um, I got this cool orange stuff. No, I got this Millennium Falcon art set, which my daughter's getting for Christmas,
Cool.
and it's got a bunch of like comic book pages in there that you can do, and there's all kinds of there's like uh, colored pencils and it's all Crayola stuff. There's a set of Crayola twistables in there, Crayola markers, pastels, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, and that's another thing. I mean, we're talking about coming back with comic books, and they're trying to do everything. I mean, we talk about the death of the comic book industry as a whole, and like they were saying the other day, it looks like comic books are gonna outlive movie theaters. When I was at Barnes and Noble today, they had four whole racks of comic books. Not to mention, and of course, most of them were all trades. They had very few single issues, and then they were how many draw your own Doctor Doom, color your own Doctor Strange, color your own Avengers. I
Hmm.
mean, giant freaking color. And these are adult coloring books. All this stuff's coming back.
And I know it's available through a Kickstarter, but Mike Barron actually has a Badger coloring book.
A Badger coloring book.
Because he's got a brand new Badger novel, and it's like about that thick.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you can you know upsell yourself on, like pledge higher to get, is the coloring book.
I think, and I know we talked about this. I can't remember one time if it was on the podcast or not, as you talking about Mike Barron, but I think Rude actually has a new Nexus book coming out that I was
Yep.
looking at.
Yeah. They Mike Barron has one too.
Does he?
They both agreed that they were co-creators of the character, so they both agreed to you know do their own, that they would let each other do whatever they wanted with the character. And so Mike Barron's got a 3-issue mini Nexus mini series where it's a crossover with Buffalo Bill, and
Who's
But
doing the art on it?
I don't know, but it looked fantastic. Like the cover looked awesome.
Really? Oh,
But it's what it is it's a tier that you can choose on somebody else's Kickstarter for like their graphic novel. So you're gonna buy some guy that you don't know who seems to do like really good work, but I've never met him or interviewed him or anything. And he's got like this sci-fi graphic novel series, and so you have to buy his big oversized like 100-page graphic novel to be able to have the opportunity to add
the Nexus Mike Barron series.
the Nexus Mike Barron series. So of course you gotta buy 3 graphic novels to be able to buy the 3 Nexus floppies there.
Huh. Cool.
But
All right.
back to this.
Yeah. While we're tangenting, so Magneto and Beast are now attacking everybody. I don't understand how Magneto's just going to push Hercules back with the power of magnetism. But we're going to go that he's pushing Magneto back with the power of magnetism, while Bobby Drake decides to throw a bunch of cube dice at
At
the
Beast.
Beast. Yeah.
Cool off, furball.
Yeah. Yeah, let me send you some ice. Would you like it with your drink? Is it the chewy ice?
Mm-hmm. He hits
All
him
right.
with the outside. It's because they don't want to hurt Beast because he's a friend of theirs. So they're basically they're trying to stop him in non-lethal ways, which of course is pissing Magneto off.
Yeah. And
It's like just knock him out.
yeah, what they're doing is wailing on Magneto every which way they can.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the fight just continues on as they go off the building. Beast, of course, lands down there, and they're trying to, come up with a plan to save everybody. And then here comes our Dark Star manages to, what is it? She takes off after them after they leave. And dude, this is the ugliest Jimmy Carter in the history of comic books.
Look, not to pick on you, but have you ever seen a good-looking Jimmy Carter in real life or in comic books?
Dude, yeah, but this is terrible. Okay, I mean, this is just terrible. So while the fight between Magneto, Beast, and the rest of the champions is going on, Doctor Doom goes to Washington. Not Mr. Smith, but Doctor Doom. And he walks into the White House, and everybody's like fawning all over him, including Jimmy Carter, who looks like he's wearing a damn red, I don't know, Saturday Night Live jacket or some crap. I don't know who this is. I mean, I really don't. And or who he's supposed to be, but they're all fawning over him, and Doom is just pissed off. He's like, "Oh my God, will you just shut up? Leave me alone." And he walks out of the room, and there's Jimmy, just saying, what I say. You didn't say anything, Jimmy.
It's kind of like they had 2 artists working on this page, and one of them was starting to draw Jimmy Carter, and then the finisher came in and decided he wanted to draw Donny Osmond.
Don't know, man. It is terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
What? So Doom storms off, and there's Carter going, what in the world's way? He gets outside, and he's outside for 2 seconds, and here comes the freaking Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
And he just lands at the White House. And there's a Secret Service agents like run up to Dr. Doom to protect him because he's now the de facto president because Jimmy Carter made him the de facto president. And he like knocks them off. And there's the Hulk, who he's got under control somehow. And well, the mind guess how Doctor Doom's got the Hulk under control. So he's going to tell him what to do. But then here comes Darkstar and the rest of the champions right behind him, and or Magneto first. Magneto jumps out and captures the Hulk in this tank, and then here comes Darkstar. That may be the best picture in this whole issue, though. That bottom panel there.
Yeah, that up close
Yeah,
shot of the beast. Yeah.
And then here's the rest of the champions. So they all show up, and Magneto manages to throw the Hulk into Hercules, who they don't know. They allude to it after this. The Hulk and Hercules have fought multiple times, and as soon as the Hulk gets slammed into him, Hercules is pretty much out of the fight because him and the Hulk get into it for the rest of the issue.
Mm-hmm. What was weird is they tell you up in this Archie Goodwin style square where Hulk's like busting out of the tank that Magneto wrapped him into. Yeah. And they tell you what issue of what series, and you read it and you're like, holy crap, that was like a lifetime ago. They haven't like crossed paths in like 20 years.
Yeah, because this is Tales to Astonish 79, and Hulk's took over Tales to Astonish in 60. So that's 19 issues in, and 60, I think when he took over that was, 64, 65, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking 16 issues be, 19 issues be a year and a half. So, yeah, 67, 10 years, at least 10 years. And that's the last time they fought.
It's like
because Herc was fighting Thor all this, because Herc's first appearance is actually in the Journey into Mystery Annual #1.
Yeah.
And then they fight like 2 or 3 issues, and then they fight into, all the way up through Thor like 126, and then around a little after 200, they freaking team up, and it's Hercules and Thor show for a long time.
Which is crazy all on its own. There goes Hulk, slobber knocking Hercules out of the panel.
Yep. Now, I don't know if you're reading it. Have you checked out the new Maestro series?
Nope.
Well, it's set in the future with the Maestro, of course. But it kind of tells the origin of the Hulk as the Maestro. But the original Maestro in the series is actually Hercules, and the Hulk has to defeat him. So for the last 2 issues, it's been one giant Hulk and Hercules fight. So this fight, they return to this in the future.
Great.
Great. It's actually been pretty good, but it's by Peter David. So.
Oh, Peter David's writing it?
Yes, Peter David's writing it. I buy almost all of the Peter David stuff, Spider-Man and Hulk, because he writes them. I don't say how he did 20 years ago, but it's that style, really good.
He was killer right up till the divorce, and then he went to shit, and then it was just bleh for a number of years. Then he came back and he did a few things, and he did that one shot Hulk with Dale Keown too, which was awesome.
Yeah,
like the 90s like reshot. I'm like, yeah, go back to that. After the 50 issue run is done on Immortal. If you're gonna go back to regular Hulk, go back to that. Go back to Peter David and Dale Keown.
Oh Jesus, yes. That's you're talking about the end, that one shot where there's the Hulk.
Yeah.
Dude, that's badass. The one thing that gets me here is all along. So when I was reading it earlier, all along, Doom's got everybody under control. He's told everybody what's going on. Champions attack this and everything. And then all of a sudden we discover here, I think it's in this bottom panel, that Johnny Blaze, because he's demon and doesn't breathe, never breathed in the poison toxin.
Mm-hmm. So he's not affected at all. Yeah.
He's not affected at all. He's just been attacking them because the rest of them said attack him.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't been doing a damn thing. So
and because Magneto's a bad guy.
Yeah, and because Magneto's a bad guy. So now that Doctor Doom is directing them and he sees it, he decides, hell, it's time to team up with Beast and Magneto and save the world. And there he is. So now they get into it while Hulk and Hercules are going on, and Magneto's doing his best not to kill everybody.
But he's trying.
Yeah, he's trying. I don't know if they've got Johnny Blaze underpowered in this issue or not, but it seems like from some of the Johnny Blaze I've read, which has not been a whole lot, he's a lot stronger than this.
Yeah.
Because freaking Iceman manages to put his ass out. No, I mean Iceman and the Human Torch, which I don't even know if the Torch is going to be hotter than Hellfire. They get into it all the time, and Iceman can't put him out. So
there's Doom comes back in on the bottom panel.
Yeah, he decides to step in and help fix this, while Magneto drops a damn tank on him. And the thing is all this is going on, and the Hulk and Hercules are just completely oblivious to it.
Yep.
They're laying into it.
And all the lines between Hulk and Herc,
yeah,
just remind me of that really bad Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno Hulk movie where Don Blake showed up with Thor.
Oh my God, the Trial of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, where Daredevil shows up wearing the all black terrible suit.
Oh no, not the Trial. This is the one with Thor.
I thought Thor was in the. I thought that the Trial was. I thought Thor was in the Trial.
Nope. No. There's one with Thor, and then there's the one with Daredevil. They are both free to watch on Tubi. The Tubi app has the Hulks. Last I knew,
I remember watching those.
I discovered a couple of secret apps, and I've been watching movies that aren't even supposed to be out until December. So, but yeah, they get like this big buff, like looks like he could be a wrestler like any day of the week.
Yeah.
Fabio looking, buff sweet guy, and he's just like, Banner, come, call your troll. It will be glorious.
Yeah. I remember that because he throws Mjolnir at him and it like bounces off the chest. His chest.
Yeah. It's like, why did it bounce like that? Oh, because the Hulk is strong. I go, yeah, and that's foam rubber. But either way, it's still it was still pretty cool to see like old things like that.
Dude, it's like watching the old Spider-Man TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Where he does the webs and the web flips out, and then right before the end it like whoops around the damn flagpole, and then he swings from it.
Yeah, that was no web. That was a clothesline. Quite literally, that was a clothesline.
We know what it is, but it was supposed to be a web.
Yeah. I think if Spider-Man 3 ends up being the live version of Into the Spider-Verse, that they need to get Hammond, who played Spider-Man in the original TV series, and he can play Old Man Peter.
You can play Old Man Peter. Yeah, dang it. All right, so back here, everybody's fighting left and right,
Mm-hmm.
and Johnny Blaze manages to torch the Hulk, not the Hulk, but Doctor Doom's mask,
Mm-hmm.
and gets it so hot that it's actually burning his face, which his face is already jacked up anyway, so I don't know what matters. But he removes it so he can breathe. But as soon as Doom takes the mask off, all the filters that are in the mask that keep him from breathing
Toxin.
his own toxins are gone. So he breathes them in, and it's almost like the fight completely stops because as soon as he does, uh, nobody's giving commands anymore, and Doom's standing there, and that's the kind of how that the Hulk jumps off, and Hercules and everybody's there, and they talk, and then Magneto flies away, and at the end of it, Doom is there to command, but I'm Doom, and I can't command, and he can't obey because he just has no idea what to do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how this one ends.
Mm-hmm. And this goes into the Sentinels survive in the very last episode of Champions.
See, this would have been a perfect time for them to go ahead and go, hey, Doctor Doom can't do crap. Let's go ahead and catch him and throw him in jail.
Yeah, what jail's gonna hold them?
Well, hey, yeah, we could peel the armor off, get rid of the diplomatic immunity. I don't know. Throw him in GP and at Rikers and see how long he lasts.
Did they have the raft at this time?
The raft? No, I don't think they did. I think that's an '80s thing. That would be after this.
Yeah, that came around when they started doing the Marvel Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, well, they had that, and then when Punisher really took off, which wasn't until 6 or 7 years after that,
Yeah.
which is another incredible series we need to touch on. Uh, I actually talking about Punisher, talking about series and comics. I pulled out my entire Punisher run the other day because I've got to put them in new bags and boards, and I have almost the entire first run of Punisher. Uh, I know it's not worth a whole lot, but it's the entire first run of Punisher. The first, like, what, 10 or 20 issues are worth a little bit. After that, they most of them are going to be in the dollar box, except
Oh
for
yeah.
two.
Except for what?
102.
What's 102?
102 is I've read some stuff. They consider it the first modern Marvel cover. It's like a full face shot of Bullseye, like licking a knife. Graded, they go for a ton of money. But and I've never even read it. I bought it, bagged it, boarded it, put it up.
So speaking of books that are worth a ton of money,
Yeah.
um, Daredevil 25 that just came out is going for a crap load of money
Why?
because
Oh, is this the Electra thing?
yeah, this is the Elektra thing.
Okay. Thank God I've already pre-ordered it. I paid the $2 for it 3 months ago.
Hopefully, it doesn't come in damaged because that book's going for a crap load of money.
The last set of books I got from them were not damaged, and they actually sent me an email today that explains why I'm getting it. I will read you the email. Hold on. You don't need to know that one. Yeah. Nope, that's cancellation. Yep. Alert. Daredevil 25 has gone to a second printing. You can add it to your order before the cutoff date on December 14th at 3 p.m. So I guess I should go ahead and order me a second printing, huh?
Probably. Why not? Well, there was also a LaRocca 1 in 25 variant that actually has her on the cover in her Daredevil outfit.
Really?
And Brian Wayne over at Cheers to Comics had it and put it up for sale or auction or something.
Huh.
And I saw somebody else had it and put the main cover. I guess is the one that's fetching even more money than the 1 in 25, which is weird. But a lot of people, like I was a kid that I became friends with when I used to play Magic years ago. Um, he's a steel worker,
Yeah.
so he has lots of money to buy comics, uh, and he is on one of those drunken comic chat shows
Okay. Where
where you,
they get plastered and then talk about comic books.
they get plastered first, and then they go live and talk about comic books. He's on that show, but he usually doesn't come on till like their second their second segment. So they have
Okay.
you know their regular guys, and then like later on where they just you know chewing the fat about this, that, and the other thing. But yeah, they were talking about it and how they ordered it like through Midtown because a couple of the guys have like Midtown accounts.
Yeah.
Um, they're like they're dealers, and so they've been buying all their stuff from Midtown because they don't want to deal with Diamond, and it wasn't just Midtown, but like local shops turned around and pulled all the Daredevil 25s off because they heard about that that they were popping off on eBay for like huge money.
Well, it looks
They,
like I bought the actual regular cover, the one with him in jail.
hmm And so they pulled them. A lot of stores pulled them because they're worth money, which is you know I can see them doing that because then you just have all the scalpers run, all the scalper speculator jerks running in that you've never seen before, or you see like maybe once a year coming in when they're looking for something hot, and
They're going
they're still sold out, and they try to buy it and hurry up and flip it. But um,
39 to $50 an issue. It came out this week.
mhm. It was already up at about I think the 1 in 25 is up to like 100 now, but it was hitting $50 last Monday. So Midtown canceled all their orders for
No,
Daredevil 25.
here's a Daredevil 25, 1 in 25, 9.8 pre sale for $220.
Yep. Well, because it's a 9.8 because they get their copy and it's a dealer, so they express it to CGC to get it back in like 30 days.
Dude, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It shows in my cart that they've already packed it.
Good. Because like Midtown canceled all their orders. Like they canceled all their customer orders. and I heard it from like more than a dozen people. And I'm like, well, what are you ordering from Midtown for? They suck.
I've never ordered from Midtown. I mean, I don't know. I can't say whether they suck or not. I've just never ordered from them. Ordered from, of course, DCBS for years. I've never had an issue until that one, what was 2 months ago.
Well, most of the stores, on the eastern side of the country, up until DC pulled this BS that they ran with, um, were buying from Midtown because Midtown was DC's distributor on
Yeah,
the eastern half of the continental here, and so a lot of people were buying from them, and they just kept buying from them even when DC pulled out, and it just crazy. I'm like, all these people paying all this money for all these modern books with like tens of thousands of these things being printed, and I'm like, you're going crazy for them now. In a month, you'll see people still trying to get rid of some of these, and they're not going to be worth anything. They
no, they
can't
won't.
they can't get to grade anything worth grading because they get flooded on a weekly basis of people just shipping them cases and cases and cases of modern books.
And that's it. I mean, they just have so many
Mm-hmm.
that they can't do anything with it.
Well, because if there's any buzz whatsoever, like on any book, these CGC and CBCS dealers turn around. They up their order at like within the parameters that are allowed, and they'll send like 5 or 10 copies. They'll go through and they'll get like the best 5 or 10 copies, and they'll send them right out.
Hmm.
Like if you ever see the Comic Book Tom podcast, that's all he does. He's feeding bullshit into the speculator machine.
Well, now you saw the one issue I got lately for. I've been wanting one for years, and I managed to finally buy one. You saw the Uncanny Avengers variant I bought the other day, right?
Oh yeah, the Addy Rudolph, yeah.
Yeah. It's never going to go down in value. The book is, 8 years old. It's constantly going up in value. And when I checked the other day, because I spoke to my brother about it after I bought it, there are 2 issues on eBay listed, and both of those were graded, and they were both in excess of $150 a pop, and it's a 1 in 75.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, I'm a Batman guy, but I'm really considering shipping out my Teen Titans 12 to get it graded and selling it, because Teen Titans 12 graded, if you can get a 9.8 Teen Titans 12, you can probably get close to $1,000 for it.
what's the Teen Titans 12?
First appearance of Batman Who Laughs.
Oh, really?
His first appearance is in like the back of that book, and I've got one that's minty fresh. I never, I very carefully like read that book.
Well, see, and that's the whole thing. I mean, both of us have been reading long enough that we're really careful with books. We know how to handle comic books. We were treated. We weren't all playing Little League. And so we're careful with the books, and I see it all the time. Like I said, that stupid Spider-Man, not Spider-Man, that Peter Parker Spectacular, not Peter Parker Spectacular, that Punisher 102. Mine is beautiful, and it's going for a fortune. I've got all of the Snyder Jock Batman stuff when he was in Detective Comics back when it was like 800 and something people. Now there's 1,030 issues, I think is what the last issue is. And I'm like, really? I know we always talk about what books we want to do next week. And I was saying, hey, it's Christmas time. So why don't we do the Spider-Man and, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 112, where he fights Santa Claus.
Is this a black costume? Because I'm looking at the box and I go,
It's a black costume. Yep.
yeah.
I think it's actually Peter David too.
Oh, cool. Well, hold on. Since it's a black costume, I got to show you something.
All right.
It's just behind me, but I have to carefully back up now because, see, now there's
got all the mess.
There is too much stuff around me.
Too much stuff around you?
Oh, I got baseball cards. This I can finally put up. That's a wall graphics thing, if it's any good. Don't fall. Okay, I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you this one first, which has nothing to do with Spider-Man black costume. The box got pretty much trashed. Oh, put me big. There we go. Sorry. The box got kind of like trashed in the box that it was in. But I got this in, it's all peeled off on the front there. I found this in a storage unit, and our friend that bought the storage unit knows that I was into comics. And this is the famous covers.
Oh, the Toad and who's the other guy?
Toad and Toad.
Oh, the movie Toad.
Yep. So it's the comic book Toad, the classic Toad and the X-Men movie Toad.
Huh.
Because I was helping her. She got like a half a short box of comics out of this storage bin, and she gave me a couple. She didn't give me the one I wanted because she paid like $50 for this storage unit. She got a bunch of toys. She gave me the action figures, but one of the comic books in there was a New Mutants '98, which I wanted. But she knew about that already, so she wouldn't give it to me. Damn. This is Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man and special guest starring Spider-Woman. But not the Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, the redhead in the black Spider-Woman costume. This is issue PPSP or SS, whatever you want. It's Spider-Man. Spectacular Spider-Man 126. Famous covers box.
Oh, yeah, I've got that one. With the Wrecker. Dude, I love the Wrecker. He is such a badass. Oh, that's cool.
And the masks are cloth, so you can take the masks off them, and underneath they actually gave Spider-Man the Peter Parker head.
That's cool.
So it's got an actual Peter Parker head underneath there. But I mean, you get the red head. I mean, a red head and thigh-high boots. I don't care. Arrest me.
Damn it. Well, I figure we could do, we could maybe knock that one out, and then I got you an image for another one that's a short story that we could go ahead and knock them out at the same time for Christmas. And the other one I was thinking about is the absolute famous Frank Miller Santa Claus Wanted Dead or Alive.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, a Batman one. Yeah.
Yeah, Santa Claus Dead or Alive by Frank Miller. Yeah, it's not a complete issue, so I mean we could probably knock both of them out at one time, but
Hmm.
that'd give us some Christmas. This is actually reprinted in the DC Comics 5-star spectacular, or first printed in the DC Comics 5-star spectacular Christmas issue. Um, but it's a great story, and I was just like, hey man, it's Christmas. Let's read some Christmas related comics, and what better than Santa Claus being either chased by Batman or trying to kill Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of great Christmas comics out there all the time.
Oh yeah.
But not in recent years.
No,
But
we don't do. They don't
but
do recent.
but we don't do that, so it don't matter.
No.
Like older ones, like DC always had good ones. Like Brave and the Bold would always do like a Christmas issue. Um, Batman would always do like a Christmas issue. Case in point. Uh,
Yep.
Spider-Man would. I remember McFarlane did a couple on his Spider-Man run,
Yes,
which
he did.
were great, and of course the covers were beautiful. But um,
Because he
it,
may be the best Spider-Man artist of all time.
yeah, biology not so good, but uh, it was they were always great looking books
Oh my God, dude, I love McFarlane
because
Spider-Man.
it's like I'm sorry, but if Peter could put his legs over his head like that, he would never leave the house. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look, buddy, all I remember is
But on
when I read when I first saw. I can still remember where it was when I picked up and read uh, Spider-Man 300 for the first time,
hmm
and that's the Spider-Man that I really love. That I wish we'd get to. I want to get rid of this damn. I wish the Marvel universe, the movie universe, would get rid of this damn teenage Spider-Man fetish. I mean, and getting to be in the middle, his middle 20s, Spider-Man. He's in college, he's trying to make a living, and like I said, that issue, he's, him and MJ go to rent a damn apartment, and he can't afford it because he's like, how am I going to afford this on the damn photographer salary? As Spider-Man, and MJ's like, oh, don't worry about it, baby. I'm a supermodel. I make plenty of money for both of us. You just be, you be the boy toy in Spider-Man and say, what extra groceries you bring home is great. And he's like all depressed, and she starts doing the little strip tease for him. Wow,
It's like, why are you depressed?
yeah, dude, quit being depressed.
She's taking her clothes off. I'm so depressed.
Yeah,
No, you just don't like girls.
there's the cover for the holiday special.
Oh yeah. Oh, little Jonah Hex action, Sergeant Rock, Legion of Superheroes up there. I see Lightning Lad and Saturn Girl,
Yeah,
and oh damn, I shouldn't forget his name. He was one of my favorites. Um, the Energy Dude.
the energy dude. Okay, I thought you were talking about the Cain and Abel here.
No, no, no. I couldn't make out who they were, but uh, like Wild Star or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, but that's in there. That's the issue that this is first published in. Now, if you're lucky enough, actually, you may have one in all this stuff because you've been, it's been at your buddy's house for 5 years. Do you remember Longmeadow Press,
No.
the book company? No. Okay, Longmeadow Press made bonded leather books, and in the '90s, mid '90s to early 2000s, they did a bunch of bonded leather press books that collected the greatest stories of comic books. They did a Kingdom Come. They did a greatest Batman stories ever told, greatest Joker stories ever told. That one's purple. My brother's got the greatest. He's got the greatest Joker stories ever told. I got the greatest Batman stories ever told. And the one you want to look for, where this story is also reprinted in, is the greatest complete Frank Miller Batman. And I don't know if you've seen how much that sucker's going for on eBay, but it's a small fortune.
Yeah, I pulled all my books off of eBay because I realized that they're triple dipping again.
What do you mean?
So whether they admit it or not, eBay owns PayPal. So
Yeah,
whenever you do anything, okay, now see that top one?
yeah,
That's that's just that's the leather bound Dark Knight, right?
yeah.
I pointed this out at my LCS to a friend of mine, and I go, all the hardcovers and graphic novels were on sale half price, and the version he had on the bookshelf for sale was actually signed by Frank Miller too.
Really?
So he got, for $25, he got the leather bound Dark Knight Returns signed by Frank Miller on the inside leaf.
There's both of them right there.
$175.
Yeah, I see that the Batman ones. There's some cheaper prices on here, but normally it's always $100.
I'm sitting here with my cursor trying to press the piece for the purple. Oh, this is the expanded edition of the greatest stack deck, the greatest Joker. I had a hardcover of the greatest Joker stories ever told, but
I've got a paperback.
It was green. Yeah, I think I have it in soft cover now. It was green, had a dust jacket and everything, and yeah. Oh, if I had
but these are leather too.
Yeah. But I had bought it, and then I ran out of money, and I sold it back to the shop. And when I sold it back to the shop, that's when the price went up on that version that I had at the time, went up to like $50 or something.
Yeah. See, I don't understand. Some of these prices are like crazy. Here's $60. Here's 500. There's 129, 300. There were some up here that are 40 and 50. I wonder what in the world's wrong with these. Awesome condition. Really? Well, why are you selling it for $40 when you've got?
Well, you got to see right there the price on the back cover, $39.
Yeah, that's when he bought it though.
Yeah, that's when he bought it. But selling it for like $40 or $50 is basically, I need money now, and everybody else is asking a boatload. So they figure they'll put theirs cheaper and sell them. People are always undercutting you.
This is the other one. What is that?
I don't know, but go away from that man's booty with a Kingdom Come thing on it.
Whatever that is. This is the other one that I was talking to you about. And it's a bonded leather.
Yeah, I don't have. I think my buddy Tony has this one. My friend Tony that used to be my landlord at the big house that we had, and I think he had this one. I have the trade and the slipcase of Kingdom Come. I had the original slipcase, the era slipcase of the original Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I have the slipcase of JLA versus Avengers.
Really?
And I have the first Daredevil omnibus, the limited edition red leather bound one.
Okay.
Might be for sale.
Damn it. I'm trying to find it right quick, but it may be a little harder to find. I have got it put up, but I don't know if you know this, but the first time Watchmen was ever collected in a hardcover, first print,
Yeah.
the only place you could get it was through the Science Fiction Book Club. And
Dang it.
I have one. And it's mine's not perfect because I've read it 3 or 4 times and I bought it, we're talking 35 years ago or whatever it was. It was in the 90s, maybe even before that, shortly after it come out. But the only place to get it was through that Science Fiction Book Club, and that was you got the Watchmen series, and I was like, man, some of this stuff is crazy.
I don't think they're kaput now.
So I think they may be. Look, it comes up because I've searched it so much lately. Because I always am looking for this book, and I finally got one. Let me see, bring it down. We'll show you how many they are on there. So there are 899 results for that. And this is on eBay, people.
Oh, I thought I saw it down there.
Yeah.
I saw it further down. I saw it further down the page.
See if I spelled it right. Yep,
There
it is. So 811 results when you break it down by his name. And
whoa, go up. Because I want to see something. Oh, okay. Because I've got this variant of Uncanny Avengers, the one with the title on both sides.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that one at the house. I've got that one in there also. But I got it for a great price. Do I need to get it signed and sent off? I don't know. I mean, but here's one for $275.
There was one further down. There was one further down for like $800. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't buy a whole lot of variants. This is the one I really $500 right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
9.8. But I mean, that deserves to be on the wall.
Yeah, that's a pretty book. I'd boner. Look, it's Christmas. I want something good.
I think AC/DC did a song about that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, people talk about the rarity of some of these things that not going to hold their value. Yeah, Daredevil's already $50. This book come out in 2012. It's a 1 in 75, and the cheapest one on here now is there are 4 on eBay. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them is signed. The cheapest one is $171.
Yeah, and that one's not graded.
No, and it's not graded, exactly.
And it looks a little wavy to me.
Mine's not graded, but I think that's the bag.
Yeah, it must be.
But
I'm just like, you drop all the zeros off that, I'll give you $22 for it.
$22. You know what he would probably tell you, what is that joke? Why don't you get in the car and drive down to this club and go inside? Yeah, what is it? It's a comedy club, so you can go in there with your damn jokes. But yeah, So we can do those, and that'll get our Christmas stuff out of the way.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool. All right, I will get them up to you, and I think I'm actually off next Wednesday, so we may have to go a day early.
Oh yeah, we wanted to do that anyhow. Isn't the oh no, next week's the week before Christmas. That's right. And we're gonna skip Christmas week, or we're gonna do like Christmas Eve. Just skip it.
Let me look at the calendar. When's because Christmas is on a Friday.
Yeah, so Thursday and Friday. Thursday is Christmas Eve, and Friday is Christmas Day.
Yeah,
And that Wednesday, which I'm sure you're going to be working a double shift,
possibly.
the 23rd is a Wednesday.
Yeah, because I've actually got to work Christmas Eve, which is the 24th. Um,
Yeah, we all know when Christmas Eve is.
Jesus, of course we do. But so we may have to miss. We may have to miss Christmas week. But if we do, we'll be back. We can be back the next week. Be the 30th or the 31st on. That's New Year's week.
Yeah, we can go the day before New Year's
Okay.
if you can. I don't even care if we go late.
Yeah, I just have to check my schedule.
Yeah, we'll figure something out for everybody.
So I'll show you. See my while we're talking. I'll show you what I'm watching right now. Those are for my kids. You ever heard of this one? First Time Comics. Black Mariah by Howard Chaykin.
I've probably seen it, but not. He cursed me out for not knowing, like, a current book that he's working on.
I know you told me that.
All I did was compliment him. I go home. Nice to see you on the media of the social, and I really enjoyed, American flag back in the day from you. He's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, look, motherfucker.
Damn it. So there's another variant I'm looking at.
The Immortal Hulk.
The Immortal Hulk, Joe Fixit Hulk.
That's
it's
pretty cool.
It's
it's not $14, but yeah, because I already told when my buddy and his wife and their son and their dog Buddy that I love to death, because the dog doesn't bark at nothing.
Huh.
It's a big Appalachia or something crazy like that. This is cool looking.
This is a British fanzine.
With Adam Strange on the cover.
With Adam Strange, yep. Rocket's best collectible comics or something, but it is a British fanzine with a Mike Zeck Adam Strange cover.
Oh, that's rad.
And it's even got a sweet ass back issue.
And that right there is the black hole.
Yeah, it actually looks like the black hole now that you mention it. It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which that movie, if you have not seen that movie and you're on this podcast, you need to go watch it before next week, because that movie absolutely rocks.
I'm calling you a boomer, Pops, because you are a boomer. You old bleepity bleep you.
Damn it. And then I picked up some of these, so I'm watching these. Older Clips Monthly comics. I picked up a run of them while I was down working, and I forgot how good Doug Wadley was.
Oh yeah.
But that's my current. That's pretty much my current watch list. Oh well, except for this one that I lost. Except for this one that I lost.
Oh, I got this one too.
And I cried.
This is an old Archie's 50s that I picked up as a trade. I picked this up for my mother, not knowing that
Oh,
my mother just wanted me to stop reading all the superhero comics and read something wholesome. So she would buy me the old Archie digests. And if you're an Archie's fan, my LCS, and I can't remember what their name is on eBay, but my LCS has the complete Archie Digest collection. So all the small pocket Archie Digest
yeah, the
issues.
little ones.
Yeah, the little ones, all 50 of them. $50 for all of them, a buck a piece.
Good God.
A buck a piece for all of them. He also has a variant of, and it's a key issue, I guess, of the it's on the Snyder run of Death Metal there. The last stories of the DC universe, and it's a variant like 1 in 75 or something like that.
Cool.
But in the comics there, I also found some cool old reader copies of Marvel, one from Marvel and 3 from DC of the old Tarzan comics.
Oh man, I love the Tarzan stuff. The old Joe
Like,
Kubert did every one of them.
yeah, it's issue 16 from Marvel, and then I've got 220, 221, and 212 from the 212 is in the roughest shape. But I think I probably read that. I probably read this one the most because he's tackling the rhino, and it just looks badass.
Well, so Kubert actually did the DC ones, and then Buscema did the Marvel Tarzan stuff.
Yeah, because the Marvel ones look more like the cartoon from the 80s there.
Yep. Man.
So I got some cool stuff. I've been finding a bunch of cool stuff, Pops. I showed this off earlier. I know you weren't here. Little Joseph Michael Linsner, Girls and Goddesses hardcover book. See if I can find that lovely page that I showed you earlier, Tom. Whoa, can't show that.
This is a family show still.
There you go, Pops. That is actually the White Witch from Legion of Superheroes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that is Dawn. But with the antenna, she looks like her. There's a lot in this book you can't show to the public because, yeah, there's
Nudie pictures.
lots of them.
Yeah, the Frank Chow books like that.
Mm-hmm. And he's
Was
very.
that Betty?
Hmm?
Was that Betty?
No. I
Go
haven't
back,
found.
go back two more.
Hmm?
Go back 2 pages.
One, two. No, that wasn't Betty. That was Deja Thoris.
Oh, okay. I know he did a couple of the covers for the Betty stuff.
There's Deja, but I can't take my hand off the other one because
We'll get banded on the YouTube again.
yeah, she's showing her beautiful puffy pink nipples. So
Oh Lord.
and there's a cool, of course, lots of Dawn stuff. Sinful Susie. Woohoo! More Dawn stuff. I actually have a Dawn tattoo.
Come out?
Huh?
When did it come out?
Let's find out. Some of the stuff is from it's from like early 2000s because like this picture right here
Yeah.
This one is like 2007
Oh, so
because
yeah, it's got to be early.
he dates all his stuff. So oh look, he did the Riverdale Girls.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I got to cover up that other page though.
Or there's Betty and Veronica. Yep,
Yep.
the Riverdale girls. That's funny.
That's even funnier because like oh hello, how much that the Riverdale TV show took off and
Yeah.
that he did that so long ago. And
Oh,
this
I
is
found talking about Riverdale. I found while I was going through that run of Punisher the other day.
oh
I have the
I can show that one though because she's covering herself up. That reminds me of my old job.
dang it. I found the Punisher versus Archie crossover
Oh yeah, that's very good. Oh yeah, here's the single page smaller version
of that.
of the booty in the air. There's I haven't looked through this in probably I probably looked through it like 3 or 4 times when I first got it.
And put it
And
on the bookshelf and forgot about it.
oh dear lord, this piece was from 2005, but a very similar Dawn pose appeared on not Cry for Dawn, but the Dawn series prior to that.
Yeah, with her bent over.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yep.
I actually bought. I paid like $20 for like a mint copy of that. Probably about 12 years ago.
So when you gonna have all this stuff unpacked so we can have the tour? Yeah, I've seen that one. That's early Lynch.
Yep. And he put the 3 7s in instead of the 3 6s. This one doesn't even have a date on it. It's so old. Kind of like
Way
Pops.
way early.
Mm-hmm. So this is just pretty cool, like early 2000s, and just a great little art pinup book. This is something else that'll be going like on a bookshelf or in a magazine box, away from prying eyes.
Yeah.
Dad, why do you have these naked girls? Well, because I'm a guy, and I'm sorry, but we like naked girls. This is back when they were still living in Jersey.
Yeah, because they live outside of Atlanta now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they got a. I've seen like the inside of his house, like his little studio room and stuff. Little.
Yeah.
His little studio room is like the size of my loft, just like one room, But I'm fine. I haven't even looked in the comics. The only, oh, I keep forgetting I'm crippled. The only comics I looked at was the ones I pulled out of a box that I smashed up earlier. And those were just like loose ones. And I found like 3 issues of DC's 52 series, where they counted down from like
Oh yeah, from
52 to 1, and then they counted back in the other direction.
the
Morons.
next year.
Yeah, but the 52 series was great. It was like a whole bunch of mini stories like all over the place. But apparently, and I found one that he's in, any of the issues of the 52 series that feature a Black Adam story, even if he's only in there for like a few panels or something,
Yeah.
are going from anywhere from like 15 to $20.
That's crazy.
Well, because the movie is, on again, off again, on again, off again.
It'll just be on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. So it's like I already know what I'm doing Christmas. I'm watching Wonder Woman 84.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do it that evening.
And I don't know where all my. I have one box here that's actually marked DVDs that I haven't dove into yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love Disturbed, and I paid like extra money for the 10,000 Fists slide one with the artwork on it,
Cool.
with the wraparound. And then I go, ooh, it's a neat little like fake leather bound book, and it's got some weird stuff going on in here. I don't know what it is. It's flipping the wrong way, I guess.
Well, it looks like when they dropped all your stuff off, they just piled it wherever. This DVD's missing.
Well, keep in mind that my old DJ equipment is back here too. My daughter's probably going to want me to set that up in her room so she can plug it in and listen to CDs. And I've got all these cases. I think there's cases that I don't have because I had like a big long case. But apparently, I ate the Batman cereal back in '89, but I kept the bank.
Damn it.
And it's still got the offer on the back, but I don't think it's good anymore.
Nope. It's out of date.
He must have had
You're
diarrhea.
missing the little plug, so all the money will fall
out. I'm missing the bat plug
out.
because it sounds better than saying butt plug. So I got that from the books that I got in the other day. I also want a little Miles Morales, which I thought was cool because last year for my birthday, one of my like little gifts from my daughter was like a TY Spider-Man like this.
Yeah.
Because she thought it would look cool on my desk. And somewhere I have, because I got the certificate for it from Louis Royo and Steve Kiwas that did the sculpt. I had this Louis Royo statue, number 350 out of 950, 353 out of 950.
Oh, cool.
I have that statue someplace. Hopefully, it's not broken. But you saw my Nightcrawler statue. That was from the way back in the day, and they only made like I think like maybe like a half dozen, and they stopped it. So it was right around the Marvel breakup thing.
Yeah.
The bankruptcy
when
and
they
everything.
Were selling everything they could. Yeah.
No, this was prior. They got together with NECA, and they, instead of raping everybody for a statue that just going to sit there, look cool but collect dust, they were selling those things for like $25.
Oh, sweet.
And you could join the Marvel Collectors Club online, and you could sign up, and you had a choice within like 2 weeks prior to shipping if you wanted to opt out if you didn't want a certain one.
And you would just get them like a book club subscription.
Otherwise, you would get them. And I got 2 of those Nightcrawlers. They sent me 2 by mistake, so I kept them. So the last one I sold for $90.
I got a buddy who has a ton of the Eagle Moss figures, the Marvel Eagle Moss figures, and they all look great. And that's what's funny is you can get the Eagle Moss figures, and I know they're only yay tall, they're not full statue size, but they look great, and they're $14-15 a pop,
And the other week they were having a sale on the DC Eagle Moss figures.
Really?
and some of them were like there was a Martian Manhunter that was like $4.95. There were a bunch of various DC ones that were anywhere from like 10 to $12, marked down from like 24.95 to like $10.
And that's the on the Eagle Moss site.
I think
Yeah,
it was
I'll have
Eagle
to
Moss.
check that out.
Oh, maybe
Find
it
me a
was
cool,
maybe it was Bradford. I'm not sure, but
give me a cool Phantom Stranger statue.
yeah. So I'm still. I, oh, my Joker jacket is a box labeled Joker jacket, so my Joker jacket must be in there. My leather.
Cool.
You've seen that?
Yeah, I saw a picture of it.
I got it right here. There it is, right up top in the corner.
Yep.
And back
Sweet.
to our sponsor.
All right. Well, I'll get the books up, and then we'll get together next week, and we'll do a Christmas special.
We're gonna do our Christmas special next week, so be here. So yeah, I'll write this up sooner than the day of, and try to do some promotion for the Christmas episode of OK Boomer. And until then, peace, love, and read some comic books. We'll see you all next time.